Welcome to Drones Club News, where all play and no work makes Jack a good boy. I'm Hayden McDaniel.
And I'm Colin Roberts.
Here with our sports section, we know that now the National Socialist Party has finally successfully made everything political, as they've just broken ground on the 36 Olympic Games stadium.
And in more of a annoying news, our government has once again acted like a muppet and not allowed our boys to play in the 34 World Cup this year. It really is a shame, Henry, because I thought they were going to go all the way this year.
I really had bets on. In fact, I had a whole club lined up.
Oh, dang, that's sad. Okay, now we're going to our current events news, in which case 3 million people are reported to lose their jobs due to this economic depression we've been having. Isn't that right, Henry?
Yeah, but however, don't get your lines in a knot, or whatever we're going to say to that, because most members of our club still have their jobs, and they're going right on. In fact, if you just click that button right there, you'll see live footage to our very own Drones Club.
We have brought in our current news correspondent, Amanda Chatterbox, to give us some insight on Amanda Chatterbox on the recent insight on the country's doings.
I've never been more insulted in all of my life.
Well,
I actually wanted to talk about Aunt Dahlia.
Oh, I know about Mrs. Dahlia.
Actually, I want to talk about Dahlia.
Oh, I know about Mrs. Dahlia. I heard she lost 500 pounds playing at the local casino. And the money was in fact supposed to be used for a weekly ladies magazine, Milady's Boudoir. Such a shame. I really love that show.
And as a matter of fact, her nephew and her very own club member, Bertie Wooster, last week was caught stealing the magistrate's helmet after the annual Cambridge-Oxford boat race. He had an extra few spots of liquor, and that's what happened.
Unbelievable. And the friend of Bertie's, I believe, Gussie Finknottle, he's got this crazy obsession with those slimy newts. But it's turning out well for him. He's actually courting a beautiful young lady, Madeline Bassett, who is a fellow newt loony.
Oh, what can I say? The youth of these days.
I know, it's disgraceful. Back in my time, it's such a good athlete and good hair, you know.
I honestly wish I could say I was surprised by Bertie's actions, but I really can't.
As a matter of fact, did you know Bertie with someone in court the next day?
Unbelievable, but people think they can just take anything. It's disgraceful.
Fined £5. Not too much, but a disgrace nonetheless. Our very own Bertie.
I guess it is a good summary for him, though. I mean, he is that's the kind of character.
I can't really imagine having a last name like Chatterbox.
It's Chatterjee.
No,
it's Chatterjee. It's Indian. It's Chatterjee.
Oh my God!
It's weather time! I'll see you back here in just a minute or two, but we gotta find out what's going on in our home country.
Now, this is the worst wind we've had in almost 170 years. As you might have noticed behind me, our consultant from Earth. Oh, God. Oh. You see, the river has been swept up out of the Thames, or whatever that river is. And it just hits you like that.
Jeeves. But just in case you didn't, I want to give you a quick plot summary so you kind of catch up if you've been lost the whole time. Gussie Finknottle comes up to Bertie Wooster's doorstep and tells Bertie about his attempts to woo Madeline Bassett, a young woman who was previously engaged to Bertie. Bertie is happy and thinks that Bassett and Finknottle are going to get along very well because both of them are kind of quirky and have a strange attachment to newts, which are a small lizard that Bertie moved. Meanwhile, Bertie's stern aunt, Aunt Dahlia, wants him to give a speech at an all-girls school. Bertie tells Gussie to do the speech, but Gussie becomes drunk and makes a fool of himself in front of Madeline Bassett, and Bassett kind of breaks up with Gussie because she thinks he's foolish and childish and just isn't mature enough to make a proper husband. And she falls back to Wooster, who she was actually previously engaged with. But Wooster is absurdly confused at this point. But by the end of the book, Jeeves makes Bertie an object of antagonism against all of the characters, manages to unite all the couples against Bertie, and sort of throws Bertie under the bus to give everybody a common center point to come back to. Meanwhile, Aunt Dahlia gets money back for that she lost gambling because she has some weird gambling obsession and is actually gambling away money that was being given to her as a stipend to fund her woman in the
book. Everyone is locked out. But the thing is, this was all planned. As a matter of fact, Jeeves actually set this entire scenario up, the situation up. And everyone sort of designates Birdie, since he's always on the receiving end of every single thing, to go fetch the key. He goes all the way to go get it, but in the meantime, everyone is complaining about Birdie and just sort of treat him as an object of antagonism and just sort of use him as a punching bag for all of their frustrations. By the time Birdie comes back, everyone is making fun of him and calling him names. And this causes all of the couples to get back together. Angela and Tuppy, Gussie and Maddo and Bissette. And this is just the ideal perfect ending. So I thought the conclusion was not only good, but extremely fitting because it reflected a common motif throughout the book, which depicted Bertie Wooster as a complete bumbling fool. And I think that he got what he deserved because he was basically the reason all this happened in the first place. If he had not interfered in the business and relationships of others, this wouldn't have happened. As a matter of fact, the only reason he got involved is because he felt inferior to his servant and butler, Jeeves. As one of Bertie's friends said, "Thanks, old man," and Jeeves, of course, which is the only thing, thanks, old man, and Jeeves, of course, which is the thing that really matters. And this quote just shows that Bertie wasn't the person that he thought he was. And in the end, I think I'm perfectly happy with the conclusion because everyone got back together and Bertie got what he deserved, which was antagonism and as an object of humor.
Now, I kind of disagree with Ananda in this ending to the book because I thought, like, throughout the whole book, I was taking pity on Bertie and his actions. Like Ananda said, he was kind of the brunt of the joke throughout the whole book. He was always being used. Like the quote he said, "Thanks, old man," and Jeeves, of course, was the guy that really matters. And so, I was really, like, hoping that towards the end of the book, Bertie would be able to fix the problems that he was making and kind of revert into a different, like, respectable person. But instead, it kind of shows the opposite of that, and he's literally united against by all the people and really just, like, bullied, basically, by these people that he thinks would be his friends. And since this plan was set up by his gym and servant Jeeves, I was kind of disgusted with how everyone was basically just insulting Bertie and how Jeeves set it up to be that way. So I kind of wish that Bertie was actually portrayed as a hero towards the end of the book instead of kind of the brunt of the joke as he was in the actual book.
I thought it. Do you think it would be better if we kept discussing it, or like?
I mean, yeah, sure, make it more natural.
All right, so I see what I understand your point, but like at the same time, I feel that Bertie is trying too hard to just like get everyone back, but in the end, he's not really helping that much. He's just he's the reason everyone sort of broke apart in the first place. And him breaking everyone apart and then trying to bring them back together, that's just like counterproductive. So I thought that in the end, it was a funny and fitting conclusion that...
That does make sense. He was not really doing that much, but as you said, he was trying really hard to do things like that. So I was hoping he would be rewarded for how much effort he was putting into it.
Well, not everyone gets participation awards. Okay.
Someone?
3. Wait.
Do you want to try?
Very well. And since both of them are rather quirky, they're both very addicted to nukes, Bertie Stern... What the hell is writing?
So as you may have seen, I think we just lost our consultant from earlier. Oh my God, our consultant from earlier. He was sucked up into the tornado. These record winds and rain, they're just horrible. Oh God. Oh.
Face, Isabel.
Isabel, it can't be waving
Yeah.
that much.
The worst weather that we've had to deal with for 172 years. Behind me, you'll see the tornado. That's the second casualty. Oh God! There's a horrible joke. Fucking. Oh.
Near high enough.
I got within like 9 inches.
You did not throw it as hard as you did last time.
Oh, Jesus. Okay,
He's doing like you
have
did
been
last-
disobeyed.
Tornado has swept up our consultant, and he's dead now, and it's horrible. But I'm just trying not to drown. So, in the interest of preserving myself, we're gonna stop the recording, and
you're
I'm gonna
gonna
run
catch
for
the
shelter.
bucket!
Oh my God! Oh God! Oh. Hands below your head.